Okay, so we're carrying on with this Greeves project. Don't think I showed you that before, so I've got all them all painted up now, and bushes in here, that's all painted, so we're kind of ready there to go, ready for a front wheel. Now I have been looking for a front wheel for this, not had much success. They should have what's called paddle hubs on this particular gear. I've not been able to come across any of those, but what I have found is this. Now this is off a Greeves Pathfinder. Obviously needs a little bit of restoration work, definitely going to need a new rim. Hub all needs cleaning out, but it's actually not too oil. Once that's cleaned back, that won't be too bad, that'll be fine. And I've also found a brake hub for it and brake shoes, so we're all set up for that. Now obviously the Pathfinder had telescopic forks, so this slot here would have fitted in a piece on the fork to stop that rotating, so we need to sort something out for that. But before that, before I work out exactly how I'm going to do that, I need to make a spindle, because obviously the original spindle for the Pathfinder was meant for the telescopic forks. That's got to be no good. It's got quite a long end on it, which is wider, and not sure it would have been long enough. So what I'm going to have to do is make a spindle. So a piece of steel here, this is EN16T, so that should be perfectly adequate for a spindle. The bearings in here are 6202s. I did pop one out just to have a look. Yeah, they're 6202, so they're 15mm bore ID. This is a 16mm piece of steel, so to start with I'm going to have to turn that down so that will actually fit in there, and I will also need to turn the ends down to fit these slots. Now these are 1/2 inch for the original, or for the correct spindle to go in. Yes, I'm going to have to sort of have a step on the end, 1/2 inch with a thread on it. I've got some 1/2 inch UNF nuts which I'm going to use to hold this on. I think that should be okay. Yeah, so obviously there's a little bit of work to do on the spindle before I do anything else, because obviously I'm going to have to work out some way of stopping this from rotating. Now I don't think I'm going to be able to use that there, that is the original piece which fits into the hubs, the correct hubs for this, to stop that rotating. This is not going to reach that, and in any case it's going to be too far out. Yeah, so I'm going to have to come up with some way of dealing with that. But first of all, yeah, like I say, I'll get the spindle done, I'll turn that down, and then we can get that on there and just have a look, see how this is all going to work together. So this is also, I think, quite a bit thinner widthwise than the paddle hubs, so I'm going to have to also make some spacers to go in here. So, but first thing is to turn that down. getting there. I'll carry on with this, and once I get this spot on, I'll then move this whole thing along, get it on here so I can do the whole length that I need. Unfortunately, the limitations of this machine, I can't do this in one go. So yeah, I'll carry on. Right, split where we want to be. 14.95. So what I'll do, I'll move the whole thing along, and I'll run that down the whole length that we need, and hopefully we'll get something close. Right, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I've got to take a little bit more off that. Yeah, so we'll give it another skim. It's a bit unfortunate because I did want to do that in one cut, because you do get a better finish with a deeper cut. So yeah, I'm just going to have to go over that again, but won't bore you with that, so I'll get that set up a bit better. Yeah, I don't know why that's... Obviously we've got quite a lot of stick out there, so even with this in, That's right, let's have another little go at that. Right, I did end up with a little bit of a taper, but I've just got rid of that, or the worst of it anyway, and I also just took this end down to 1/2 inch. As you can see, there isn't much of a ridge there, and that will now, because it was tight before, go in there okay. Yeah, it's kind of, the spacer actually in the middle is tighter than these bearings, but then these will be replaced anyway, so I think that will be okay. I might just give that a little bit of a polish up. Let's see, where I had a deeper cut, did actually get a better finish than where I had to go over it with a bit of a finer cut. But yeah, that'll be okay. I just now need to work out the exact length I need, and also turn another 1/2 inch diameter this end, and then put a thread on it. Right, so there we are. I have just put a little bit of a longer end this end, so that has got a little bit of a, and I've got a bigger gap between, so it's got a little bit of a pull up. Not much, but just enough there, just a little bit of play. Right, so there we are. So all I've got to do now is just put a thread on each end for the nuts. These things here are the keeper plates, so they go on like that. When the nut is done up, it's just to stop that going out, dropping out the bottom of that. Right, so we'll get this threaded, and we'll then put the wheel in and see how, well, firstly you need to know spacers. I need to make some spacers, and then kind of figure out how to stop this rotating. Right, so this is how I like to try and get a straight, get this on here straight or square to this. I like to just trap the die between the chuck, which should be square, and the jaw, which should be square, or this part that's in there. So, and then just rotate the chuck, gentle pressure on here until it starts to cut, until it starts to thread, cut the thread, and then I'll take it off here and probably finish it off in the vise. But yeah, I've sort of done it this way before, and it does seem to work quite well. You do seem to end up with a nice square thread. I mean, obviously I could cut a thread, although I think I have to, how I'd have to do it on the other machine. I don't think I've got thread tools for this machine. I'd probably have to do it on that one over there. Yeah, because they're different size tools. But yeah, so I'll see if we can get a nice little thread on there. Bit of leverage. yeah, got some chips forming, so it's obviously starting to cut. Once it starts to cut, you can generally just leave this end, because you know we're sort of starting to get square then. I know some people do this under under power, but I'm not that brave. Right, I think we're probably able to get this in the vise now and finish that off. If the vise doesn't grip it too well, I'll just get this in a collet chuck block, and I'll put it in the vise in the collet. Alright, that's basically see, that's basically started. Right, there we are. Both ends threaded. It's slightly longer this end. I might even turn them down once I've got everything together. Obviously there will be something like a spring washer. I think I'll probably have to put under here each side, so it's going to push that out a bit more. Yeah, that's basically how it works with the keepers on there. It just stops that from dropping out there. Right, I think I will call that it for this video. Yeah, and getting towards the end of the day now, so yeah, I think I will leave that for another day before I start fiddling around trying to work out rotational stoppage bit, whether I've got to use a torque arm off here, which may not be possible actually, unless I could countersink a bolt in there, or mill the back off that a little bit, because that is almost touching there. There's no gap at the back there. Yeah, it's either that or something along the lines of what we got here. Yeah, but that is for another day. So, hope you like this video. Please comment if you've got any ideas, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.